Oh my god. That's 75 gems here. Hey. Oh, that's a lot of gems. Okay, let's go here. Start from here. We're gonna go this in order. Rage 2020 supports melee attack skills. Minions cannot gain rage. Esres should be raging by default though. Support skills deal 10% increased damage. Supported attacks deal 4 to 7 added physical damage with weapons per 10 rage. 39 to 72 added physical with weapons while you have at least 10 rage. Grants 1 rage on melee hit no more than 1.4 seconds. Okay, so anyone thinking about, oh my god, Facebreaker? Just stop. It's with weapons. Facebreaker doesn't use a weapon, so that doesn't work. This looks kinda underwhelming. But I remember there was another gem that did something with rage stacks. So maybe you just slap this on somewhere to gain stacks, and then yeah, Berserk is the name. We'll probably get to that next. So maybe you just try to get the stacks up somehow, and then you know, pop on the Berserk and see what you get. And I mean, rage itself also gives you some attack damage and attack speed and shit like that. So it's not like, I mean, just for that alone, it could be. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen of the other support gems, so it's really hard to say if this is worthwhile to use. Really, this definitely looks like better than chance to bleed for a lot of cases. Shider, I don't know if you heard or like know about they already changed Fortify. I actually haven't looked at the gem yet, but I heard that was happened. I got spoiled. Steel Skin 2020 applies debuff, which I mean all of these are 2020, which can take an amount of damage from hits for you before being depleted. There's a cooldown with other guard skills. 1.5 second base, which you can increase with temp chaining yourself and using the amulet, the paper amulet, and you know, obviously increase duration. 10% increase cooldown recovery speed. This skill's cooldown does not recover during its effect, so you can't have a permanent uptime on it. Makes sense. I like it. 70% of damage from hits is taken from the buff before your life or energy shield. Buff can take 2.2k damage. This card skill will be triggered, yeah. That seems very underwhelming. Obviously that's damage taken after all of the mitigation that you might have. That looks very underwhelming number of damage that it absorbs. So the thing is, it's only 3 seconds cooldown. Like, you have 50% uptime on this. Well, not 50. I mean, depends how you scale the duration. Does the no, the duration probably doesn't affect the cooldown. So depending on how well you can scale the duration, I mean, you know, you get if you were to get one duration cluster and the gem, then it would be like 50% uptime. But as a base, it's like 33%. Okay. Honestly, that looks kind of underwhelming. But then again, I haven't seen Immortal Call yet. I haven't seen Molten Shell yet. But then again, Molten Shell is just for armor. Dash. Spell movement travel blink. Performs a series of quick teleports towards a targeted location. If using the attack in place option, the direction is reversed. There's a cooldown with other blink skills. So it has a 2-second base cooldown, and you get to 67 with 2020, which is probably gonna be 68 at 2120. Okay, you can use it very often. Gonna use it very often. Nice. I like the introduction of this. Bladestorm. Oh god, that's a lot of fucking text. Attack AoE duration melee. 70% base. 1.2 effectiveness. Perform a spinning attack, damaging enemies around you and creating a Bladestorm matching your stance. The Bladestorm repeatedly damages enemies based on your weapon damage and attack time for a duration. Blood Bladestorm are stationary, while Sand Bladestorms move slowly forwards. Fuck. Let's give him a weapon effect. 3-second base duration, some skill effect duration, more attack speed while in Blood Bladestorm. Maximum 3 at a time. You should probably see this, right? Most of it at least. I'll read it out loud anyways. Sand Bladestorm grant 38% movement speed. Sand Bladestorms grant 38% increased movement speed to you. You guys happy now? That looks pretty interesting. That looks pretty freaking interesting. 12% more attack speed while in Blood Bladestorm. And then you get a lot of movement speed on Sand. Okay, that looks actually decent. You can have 3 of them at a time, and the base duration is 3 seconds. That's like actually a crazy amount of damage on single target. That is a lot of damage, because you will have 3 of these, you know, spinning around doing damage on single target. And it hits based on your attack speed too, right? Performs a spinning attack, damaging enemies around you and creating a Bladestorm matching your stand. The Bladestorm repeatedly damages enemies based on your weapon damage and attack time. So you're gonna have 3 of the... You're gonna have 3 of the storms. So that's like 360% base damage, and then on top of that, you're also hitting with it if you're spamming it. No, wait, Bladestorm deals. Wait, never mind. Bladestorm deals 50% less damage with its ailments. Okay, so it's not that much then. It's not that much. It's not 480. So the Bladestorms get like 60, so yeah, okay, so that's like 300%. Which is still pretty freaking good. Yeah, the Bladestorm that the 50% less refers to is the hovering Bladestorm. That is a lot of damage. Like actually, that's a shit. Do you guys remember when do we obtain this? It was mentioned in the patch notes where this is obtained. How early can we get this? Because that sounds like crazy single target skill early on. Level 28. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. That's a really strong skill. And you get a lot of movement speed from it too. I assume that it's whenever a sand Bladestorm is active, you get the 38% movement speed, and not within it, because it wouldn't make too much sense. But yeah, that looks like a really strong gem. Blood and Sand, up to level 6. 10% reservation, bit of cooldown, whatever. Casts and buff. Oh, it's just like the Bladestorm synth. I'm not gonna look at the clip now. I know, it's about the skill. None of those really make too much sense. Like none of the things that they show us in videos are actually how they look in game with a proper build. We can all basically look what it looks like. Okay, cast and buff that grants different bonuses to melee skills depending on your stance. Using the skill again alternates between blood stance and sand stance. Melee skills deal 15% more area damage while in blood stance. Melee skills have 5% less area effect while in blood stance, 15% more area, more AoE while in sand, and deal a bit less damage in sand stance. 15% more AoE with only 5% less area damage. Oh, that's pretty good. And that's a lot of extra damage when you go blood. Honestly, this kind of looks like a mandatory thing for an AoE attack build. Not gonna lie. Only 10% reservation for 15% more area damage. For single target. Why would you not use that? So what the fuck? And I wonder how this will scale with plus levels, because it's only 6 level max. Like, what will happen if you slap this in a... You know, like a +1 gloves with a... Like a level 4 empower? How much will those be? It might just gain CDR from levels. If it only gains CDR from levels, I think this is a very badly designed skill. And balanced around, personally. This is a buff. Yeah. This is like a buff. That looks pretty freaking good. I mean, no, it's not gonna be 30% more. It starts with like, my guess, it starts with 10%, 10% more, and then 10% less. And then each level, so you gain 5 level ups, you get 1 more, and one of the lessest goes away. So you start from 10% at level 1. Level 2, 11. You know, then you go 12, 13, 14, and 15. Empower increase the mana cost though. That's true. What is the mana multiplier Empower again? Empower. POE. 125, so that would mean that the reservation would be 13%. So 3% extra reservation for potentially. Okay, so let's say we have a +1, like just like +1 with a level 4 Empower. So that's Empower is level 5 then, which is +4 levels, and that gets a 1 level extra. So that's +5 levels. So that would be 20% more area damage. So you go from what is 20 divided by 15? That's how much more damage you get for 3% reservation. You can absolutely use an Empower for this. I think it's totally worth it. If you get a high level Empower and you get like a +1 where you put it in, I think that's totally worth it. The question is, like, will you get it that though? But that's pretty good. Okay. That definitely looks like a mandatory to use for a lot of builds. Oh, here's the Berserk. Spell duration. Consumes rage at an acceleration rate to provide a powerful buff granting more damage, attack speed, movement speed, and less damage taken. At least 5 rage regard to start berserking, 30% more damage with attacks, 29% more attack and movement speed, 26% less damage taken, lose 5 rage per second, each second 20% increased rage loss rate, 20% attack damage. That looks like a very interesting button to click when you start a boss fight. Okay. Now this support gem looks a lot better in my eyes. Oh God, so please somebody tell me that it's been quite a while already since these are out. Please tell me that somebody has already mathed out how valuable this actually is. It is absolutely worth for a boss fight, but is it worth for normal mapping? Like, what, you know, popping in? Probably not, because it's not like people have issues with trash anyways. There's a chart on Reddit. Oh. Someone had a link for it? Or do I have to go check it? I would assume that you absolutely don't. You just slapped it on a boss fight. And that's it. Where are you? Why can't I? Oh, we have a link. No, that's a different link. Is it? Oh, this looks about right. Okay, so the amount of rage starting at 50, then there's a time which is probably in seconds. So it takes you 10 seconds to run out I assume this is when you don't have any. Then when you're not actually generating charges, or like you're not generating rage, right? That's what this refers to. If you're generating it, it's gonna be slower, right? It is when you're generating. Oh. Oh yeah, of course, because it was 5 per second, right? The base was 5 per second. Lose 5 rates per second. Yeah, okay, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. This is while you're gaining them. Okay. Oh, for non-berserker it's a lot less as well. Okay. It's 50 Zerker only and gem is 25 cap. Wait, what do you mean gem is 20 cap? Isn't rage capped at 50 regardless? You can actually put rage on your main skill, I think. Like main links. Like main AoB link at least. Probably not. I probably wouldn't use it on your like if you have a single target. Let's say you play like Reeve. You can slap this on Reeve, I think. This graph is based on the premise that Zerk can generate 1 rage per 0.3 seconds and rage support does in 0.4. But what if it does stack? Oh wait, this is not. I would assume that this stacks because this is supported skills grant 1 rage and melee hit every 0.4 seconds. And then the Berserker, wherever the fuck it is. I guess we're opening this quick. It says. Do we know if they stack? So that you're gonna have 2 different sources of gaining them? Or are you hard capped at the 0.3 from here? Because if it stacks, that's fucking great. If it doesn't, then not so great. Okay, so rage is for a berserker. I think rage seems like if this stacks, then rage seems like a really legit support for a berserker. If it doesn't, well then not so much. But you can totally use this on a fast clearing build on your AoE, and then you just pop Berserk for bosses, and you have a decent amount of time and just like, you know, fuck them over. The Loki forgot about DJ mechanics? What do you mean? I don't understand. You can. It's on melee hit. Like you hit things. You hit the things even though you don't actually kill them. Man, yeah, the Bladestorm looks great. Can you just link rage to a move skill? You lose the rage stacks way too fast for it to use. For it to use on a movement ability, I think. I mean, maybe not, but it sounds kind of ugh. Okay. Perforate. Smash. Wait, it's AoV attack melee. 80% base, attack speed base, and it goes like to probably 200% at level 21. Smash the ground to bring forth multiple spurs to damage enemies. When in blood stands, multiple spikes burst from the ground in sequence. Able to hit enemies multiple times in stands. The spikes are thrust onwards, regardless sword or axe. You are in blood stands by default. 65% less damage in blood stands because overlap. It's really hard to say because we don't really know how many of these hit. Like, how often do they 6 spikes? Based on what? So do we have like GG, like Mark or somebody confirming this already? Just the image. I mean, this has the potential to be absolutely fucking insane if if you get a lot of the spikes. Just remember that it's a 65% less damage on the spikes on that. There's a pick somewhere. I would absolutely love to see it if somebody has. If you want to link something though, you need to say that you have it and somebody has to give permission. Unless you're already regular. What do you think will be the state of dual wheel versus 200s with this patch? Oh, I don't know. 200s don't look that bad anymore. Well, okay, this has potential to be absolutely crazy. Depending on how the overlapping works. How many you can overlap. But we just kind of need to see it out a bit. Chain hook, attack AoE, movement, melee, strike. 120 base attack speed, 135 effectiveness. When used at range, throws out a chain, pulling you to the enemy hit and creating a shockwave that deals damage in an area. When close to the enemy, just causes the shockwave directly. I mean, it looks like a decent mobility skill, I guess. One-handed mace, sword, or axe. Gain 1 rage if this skill hits an enemy or any enemies. It's pretty fast. That's for sure. Like it's 20% more multiplier in speed. Pretty good. Now the question is how. Oh wait, how far can the hook go? Is the question now. It's also nice that it generates rage. This looks really nice in terms of generating rage because it has no cooldown. Looks for the host angry. Yeah, it looks interesting for generating some rage for sure. I wonder if the rage generating has a cooldown though, like the 0.4 or whatever. Because that sounds okay, that sounds a bit too insane actually. Like if you get to like fucking 20 hits a second, it sounds like it generates a bit too many too many rages that way, so I would assume that there's some kind of internal cooldown on it anyways. Close combat support. Support melee attack duration. Duration? Oh yeah, it has like a buff or something. 1.4 mana multiplier. Supports melee attack skills. Cannot support skills which create minions. Supported skills deal 10% increase melee, that's the quality. Supported skills grant combat rush on hit. Combat rush lasts 2 seconds or until you use a travel skill. Combat rush grants 24% more attack and cast speed to travel skills that are not supported by close combat. Supported skills deal up to 59% more melee damage to enemies based on proximity, which we really still don't know exactly how the proximity works. Like what's the ranges for the damage scaling, and we don't like, is it just like literally just 59% if an enemy is within your proximity, which we don't know the radius for? Or is it a varying more multiplier depending how far the enemy is? I would totally expect it to be literally exactly point blank, but for melee. Because it says up to. It sounds, yeah, okay, up to make, yeah, it definitely is based on how far it is. The question is, where does it start? What is the minimum amount? Like, let's say that you slap this on a reef that hits, you know, on the edge of your screen, for example. I mean, obviously you wouldn't, but like, yeah, 59% for name lock. But the thing is, you can make a name lock skill hit like half the screen away. Well, probably not that far, but still. Axes swords are literally the highest range weapons in the game, like rapiers. But that's obviously this is a single target skill, like a support. Oh yeah, that's true. Frostblades hits half the screen away by default. Yeah, exactly. So I kind of just kind of need more information on this, but that sounds like an interesting skill for, or like interesting. That basically looks like a conk effect without the penalty for, you know, like that. I mean, I guess the penalty is that you have a less multiplier, but yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, the combat, like, you know, getting 24% more attack speed for 2 seconds, or when you use a travel skill, I guess it's kind of nice. You finish off a pack with this, and then you know the ability has more attack speed for the next 2 seconds when you go to the next pack. So you kill a pack, you get a 24% more attack speed for your shield charge or whatever, and yeah. Not for 2 seconds. No, it's for 2 seconds or when you use a skill. So if you kill a pack, you have 2 seconds to use your mobility skill. So let's say that you kill a pack, you don't see another pack already. You take a couple steps away and then you go to that and you get the attack speed bonus still. I know how to read, sometimes at least. Like, it's looks interesting for something like Conk Path, for example. What skills are instant now? They start instant, but that doesn't make them, like, you know, for example, Sheer Child, global attack speed scales. Wait, actually, I don't know. We haven't. No, I need to see the shield charge gem before I say that. But at least previously, based like how shield charge mobility was, like how fast you go from point A to B, was based on your movement speed and your global attack speed. So if the global attack speed still affects that, then this makes your next shield charge within 2 seconds go from A to B faster. So yeah. Shockwave support. Do you actually see this? Or am I, oh shit. Or am I on the way? You kind of don't see it. We can do this, I guess. This should help a bit. Support melee attack AoE. Supports melee attack skills, cannot support triggered attacks, skills used by totems, or skills which create minions. 10% increase melee damage. Skills will trigger shockwave. Support skills will trigger shockwave on hit. This kind of sounds like melee splash. Supported skills can only be used with maces and staves. And then we have the actual effect, what shockwave is. Oh, it has a 1 second cooldown. Effective side damage 210%. Increase melee damage plus 3 to radius and some cooldown recovery speed. Oh, the base is 1 second, okay. That's a decent amount of extra damage. Huh. This sounds like really nice for earthquake, where you slam it down once and then you get a bit of extra. Huh. You can fucking put this on Leap Slam too. Well, it's an interesting support. Yeah, control path. The issue is that the better your build becomes, the less you can proc this. Based, like, you know, in relation to how fast you hit. So this really punishes you for getting a lot of attack speed. So Marohi Eriki Earthquake sounds like you want to put this on there. Or like, this is clearly made for slower attack builds. Okay, but what does it do? It has a shockwave. Do we actually know what? Is it just like an AoE on the start? Or is it AoE forward, like in a cone from where you hit something? What is this? Is this like comment or like an actual Reddit thread? Because if it's just an actual Reddit thread, then can shockwave from the support trigger multiple times from the same attack. If that one attack hits one enemy, then hit. Wait, what? Can a shockwave trigger multiple times from the same attack if the attack hits multiple enemies? Or its cooldown 1 second locks it just 1 use per attack. Basically, he's asking, will it work like Walls Protector? Or Overcharge on crit support gem? If that one attack hits one enemy, then hits another enemy later and after the cooldown has recovered, then sure. Okay, so it's about the cooldown. Basically, that means that if you slap them on a Earthquake, it can proc twice, assuming the cooldown is low enough for the initial hit and the aftershock. And in a case where you'd have a full screen sized boss where you hit with thunder that starts at the, it starts from point A, then it travels through the boss and hits it again at the same. Okay, that sounds like a literally support gem created for Earthquake. That's about it. I mean, we just need to see what it actually does. How big is it and about shit like that. How about on Bladestorm? I don't think you want to put this on Bladestorm because it hits so many times.
Build crafting time hype Pogs amp.
Oh, hey Ali, thanks for the 70 months. I don't think you want to use this on Bladestorm, no. It hits too fast for this. And I'm assuming the cooldown is based on the skill and not in individual Bladestorms. Also, I don't think this even works. Sword or axe, and this is a mace or stave, so it doesn't even work, yeah. Frostblink, spell movement duration, gold travel, blink AoE. 2.6 second cooldown. Basic crit chance. 140 at the cold, like effectiveness. Varunastra. Somebody actually thinking about the Varunastra build? Oh my goodness. I feel bad for you. Teleport to a location, damaging enemies and leaving chill ground in an area around where you left. Shares a cooldown with other blink skills. Does a fuck ton of base damage. Has a 3-second chill. Has some chill effect. Cooldown recovery speed for each normal or magic enemy in an area. Increase cooldown recovery speed for each. Wait, you can like... Wait a minute. You could almost make a build with this. Like, this is not only a movement, like a movement slash dodging skill. This actually looks like you could use this for actually build around this. Interesting. But like, you can just the thing is, I wonder what's the how far this goes, like the teleport. Dude. Cyclone, cast on crit. Cospris Malice. And you link this into your Cospris. Let's go. Oh shit. 100 cooldown on single target. Okay, one thing, the cooldown doesn't make it a... It doesn't make it a, like, remove the cooldown, I'm pretty sure. 100% cooldown, increase cooldown recovery speed, it's just gonna make it into 1.3 seconds instead. Most likely. Yeah, exactly. So it cuts it in half. Like you can't make the cooldown into a, you know, non-existent. Doesn't sound regular enough to be worth in a custom crit setup. But it's for the fun factor. I like this. And the thing is, you just slap in hypothermia and whatever the fuck the other thing is called. I always forget the name. Bone Chill. And then now, instead of using Vortex, you use Frostblink that also moves you. I like this. I really like this. Precision. This is the accuracy, right? I want to spell AV. Mana reserved 186 at level 20. Cast an aura that grants accuracy and critical strike chance to you and your allies. $59% crit chance and 700 accuracy? I heard minions, your minion builds were looking for some accuracy. That is actually really freaking good. That is really nice. That is really nice. I also like the fact that since it's flat, I wonder what's the reservation on it on a low level aura. Like where does it start, right? What's the AoE for? It's just radius for the effect of the aura. Like I really like that we're getting comeback of an aura that is you're just not gonna max level, because why wouldn't you max level it? And now you kind of like you can choose the how much of it you're gonna use. Like clarity, yeah. Because clarity has like a massive difference on low level and high level. That's interesting. I like this. I like it a lot. This is really strong too. Pleasant Stone. Spell our AoE. Level 6. Mana reserve 25. Cast an aura that affects you and nearby enemies differently depending on your stance. Using the skill again alternates between Bloodstand and Sandstand. Cooldown recovery speed. Nearby enemies are blinded while in Sandstands. You take 11% less damage taken from enemies that aren't nearby while in Sandstands. Bow builds, by the way. Nearby enemies are maimed while in Bloodstands. Enemies maimed by the skill take 16% increased damage. Increased physical damage. How does this work with maim support? Can I stack this and the effect from maim support? GGG tracker. Maybe I should keep GGG tracker open here. Oh god, so basically we are just gonna open marks. Nobody is linking this with maim. We're thinking about when we have this and we are on Bloodstands, like enemies that are maimed by this skill, which anyone who is nearby gets 16% increased damage taken, but there's also a maim support gem that when you link it to stuff, enemies maimed by supported skills take increased damage. So if you have this, will this up to 14%? Actually, I believe it's 15 at the minimum. Yeah. Will this stack additively with this, or are we locked into one? Because you can maim enemy can only have one maim at a time. So will the other one override it? Is the question. Just read mark speed. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Which one is it? There's no maim. What's the name of this? Pleasant Stone. There's nothing here. Look for Bex. Okay. Just piggybacking on this comment, it looks like fuck. The maim support will have its text changed to support attack skills or other skills that can maim enemies. It depends on what you mean by that. If you have Flesh and Stone in Bloodstand and Maim support on a different skill and use that skill to hit something within the Flesh and Stone maiming area, then only one maim, then only one maim and only one takes the physical value up to the strongest one. If you support Flesh and Stone itself with maim, then you're inflicting a single maim and you have two modifiers that both stack additively to increase the physical damage taken. Supports attack skills. Oh wait, oh yeah, whoa, yeah, that was it. Okay, the maim support will not have its text changed to support attack skills or other skills that maim enemies. Okay, so you link maim into Flesh and Stone. So that's 25% mana reservation, and this is 115, assuming it doesn't get changed. So you will always link maim into that, pretty much. Because this is gonna give you another 15% at level 21. That's like 3% extra. That's 3% extra reservation for doubling the effect. Well, almost doubling the effect. Huh. %. Wait, 25. Was it 1.15? Like 15%, right? That's 29. That rounds up to 29. Yeah, that's 4% extra reservation. Auras round up. Even if you were, I think even if you were at 28.1, it would go up to 29. If I remember correctly. Oh, hey Marian, thanks for the host. Either way, you put maim into this. And then a name that I cannot, I don't know, that's like a Korean name. Thanks for the host too, dude. Oh yeah, are you feeling yeah, you just put a maim there. Pretty good. Fucking racist. I'm sorry, but I don't know how this is pronounced. Okay? Okay, yeah, you did that. Let's move on. Impale support. Attack physical support. The support attack skills. You can put that on a bow attack, by the way. Because not melee. Supported attacks have 40% chance to impale enemies on hit. Supported attacks have a 59% impale effect. Supported skills deal 15% more physical damage. Ah! That's a lot of damage if you're a champion. Because champ gets impale amounts up to 7. Like the stacks to up to 7. Wait, how Glad also, sorry, Glad, Champ also has 8% effect, I believe. Where are you? Yeah, that's 8%. So that's gonna be most likely 60%. 68. Maybe that's 21. You have some Impale stuff here too. That's another 20% effect. And then there's some here. Dude, that is a lot of fucking damage. Holy shit. So if you guys don't know what Impale is, and what it does, you hit an enemy, if you Impale it, it takes 10%. Base 10% physical damage every time you hit it for 5 hits. I think it's 5. I think. So when you stack Impales on a target, when you hit it, just takes extra damage on top of the actual hit. Yeah, pre-mitigates with damage. It's a lot of damage. Holy fuck, that is a shit load of damage. Huh. Oh my goodness. So with enough effect, just putting this link, this support gem and champion makes the base makes the base Impale from 10 to 16.8%, and you can stack it 7 times. This is obviously assuming that every hit impales, like you have 100%. That's 20%. That's 20%. The support was 40, so that's 65, 75, 90% chance to impale with taking these 3 nodes and being a champ and using that. Yeah, Dread Banner has some as well. Yeah. So you might. What if you just take both of these and take the effect instead? Then it would be like 80. Dude, that is an insane amount of damage. This doesn't look as insane after this is 59% more damage, but this shit adds insane amount of single target damage. Is it worth on non-Nonax champions? Maybe for single target. This is a lot of damage. I'm not gonna go into the calcs on how much more damage this is, but this is a lot of damage. This can potentially double your single target damage, like this one support. Yeah, there's another Impale effect wheel on the lower, like the corner as well. Fast attacking builds? No, it doesn't. Impale doesn't have a duration, so you can literally hit something and then you just go, you go hide behind a corner, grab a cup, cup of coffee, come back, and the stacks are still there. But obviously, if you're using a fast stack, like for clearing, if you use a skill that attacks fast, then it feels better because the ramp up comes faster. Obviously, but it's not like for bossing, it doesn't matter. It's only attack speed only matters for the case of clear speed, when you want to like get those rare mobs to have the Impale stacks faster. There's an Impale calculator you can look up. No, I know how. I'm just not gonna go look into it, but it is a fuck ton of damage. Let's just say that. Slapping this onto your single target skill on bossing. I kind of wanna play a champ build now. You just do champ, like do something like, I don't know, like champ Reeve, and then slap like Blade Flurry and slap Impale on it. Reeve, because you can make a screen wide Reeve, and you're gonna have enough damage, so you're just gonna one-tapping the screen anyway, so it doesn't matter, and then just slap some Blade Flurries into... And Blade Flurry AoE is getting bigger too. Champ sucks ass? No, you suck ass. Champ is fucking crazy, dude. This... When you have 7 Impale stacks on a single target, not only the Impale does a lot of damage, but you're getting a fuck ton of added damage on top. You get this, you don't have to care about accuracy at all. Only need to scale crit chance and, you know, getting damage. And then the last point is whatever you want to do. You think champion is bad, you don't know what you're talking about, basically. We can, you know, it's fine. I'll accept it. Don't play champ, it's fine. Pride. If you can't swallow your pride after saying champ is bad, it's fine. Don't play champ because Impale sucks. Oh, I see what you're trying to do there. I see. The Kappa Pride aura. Okay, 50% reservation. Cast an aura that increases the physical damage that nearby enemies take. Man, they're giving us too many nearby enemies take increased damage because that is additive with each other, like other sources of that. So this is no, never mind, that's more physical. Never mind. The one time this is actually a more multiplayer and not increased, it, god damn it. This is like the first, this is like, I didn't read it yet. I just like cast an aura that increases the it literally says increases the physical damage the nearby enemies take. So obviously I assume that it's gonna be increased damage taken because the fucking description says it too, you know? And because most of the things in the game that work like that are increases. But yeah, this is actually more. The fucking description debated me. Oh, hey Kane, thanks for the host. And the interesting thing about this is this works for Blade Vortex too. For example. Well, anything physical. It doesn't have to be an attack build. The noob text. The thing is, you actually have to read the text because it a lot of the time people like the text, like the description actually tells you what the skill does and what it like how it works. Non-conversion. Let's not talk about that, okay? Let's not talk about the, you know, we're just pure physical blade vortex just so we can use this. You know? Just because of that. Okay. And nearby, so that's probably gonna be 20% at level 21. So that's, yeah, that is a really strong. Wait, nearby enemies take 90% more damage, physical damage, raising up to 39% as they stay in the aura for 4 seconds. Oh, holy fuck. That is a lot of damage for bosses. For clearing, it doesn't matter, but for bosses, that is a lot of damage. Oh wait, it's only melee physical damage. No, this gem says nearby enemies take at least 19% more physical. It doesn't say anything about melee. I really want GGG to reword that, by the way, to cast an aura that makes monsters take more physical damage. This is not specific to melee damage. Also, yeah, thanks for the host. Yeah, the chat isn't working anymore. Power within. Just the wording and Mortal Conviction interact with this. Huh? It's an aura. So if you use a Mortal Conviction, you get this. Like if you go Blood Magic and you take this, then you can have 1 aura for free. That's pretty good single target aura. Also, if you can make the AoE, if you can actually make the radius of this aura to be big, I just want to put this in the POB to see how big it actually is with a bit of scaling, but I'm too lazy to do it. Generosity won't work with it. That's an interesting... Because that's not an aura that makes you take, like, you deal more damage, that makes them take more damage. But I would assume that they are coded in a way that your character has to be affected by the aura for the aura to make the monsters deal increased damage. So, because you're not affected by the aura, so it won't work. Yeah, supports aura skills that affect you and allies, increasing the aura effect on allies, but preventing it from affecting you at all. Cannot support the curse auras or But the point that I was here making, that this isn't not a aura that makes you deal more damage to nearby enemies. That is an aura that makes enemies take more damage when they're nearby or within the radius. So the wording could actually support that, but I believe that they are coded in a way that in order for it to work, you have to be affected by the aura. You didn't read the last three words. Cannot support curse auras or other auras that only affect enemies. Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't read that. See, that's why you actually read the description, boys. See? I was just testing you guys. Did you actually read it yourself? See? Easy. There's just a perfect example why you should read it. So you don't have to wonder if it actually works or not. I'm educating you guys. Just making sure that the boys in the chat are intelligent enough for this skill review, you know? You were the first person to ever read what general reaction does, yeah. Polarize support. Support melee attack. 1.4 multiplier, I mean, supports melee attack skill. Supported skills deal 10% increased area damage. Supported skill, I mean, that's a quality. Supported skills have 34% more AoE. Less attack speed. 45 more melee area damage. I mean, I guess this still works on non-melee stuff, but... okay, dude. Huh. That's it's a pretty big thing. Holy shit, the Earth, like the Marohi, has some crazy AoE. But if you could, you should be able to use both of them, yeah? Oh my goodness, that is so much. You can literally make you can literally make Cyclone hit the whole screen. This is also absolutely fucking insane for Reeve. Like... Wait, no, wait, what's the rewording? I need to actually check this. I actually want to make sure that the wording... I mean, yeah, it's a more multiplier on top of the more multiplier that you already got on Reeve. You already had a full screen Reeve. Now, on top of having a full screen Reeve, you're gonna have full screen times 1.34 Reeve. That also has damage. Regarding Pride, the radius effect shouldn't apply to enemies since it says nearby enemies. No, it's just whatever. It doesn't... I mean, it says nearby enemies. We don't know what is the radius, like what is considered to be nearby enemies for the aura's purpose. It could be that as long as, like, whatever the radius of the aura is considered nearby for it. Because there's various different things for nearby, and it would make absolutely no sense that you couldn't scale the radius of the nearby effect. It would make like 0 sense. So whatever the radius of the aura is, it's gonna be most likely. Okay. Oh yeah, infused channeling. They basically just took off the free less physical damage taken portion. And nothing else changed, I don't think. Yeah. But the thing is that now it's because of how they changed it since the it works. It gives actually the physical damage now, which is nice. So they took out the free, the physical damage reduction for skills that didn't, have that, but now you can actually do damage with it too. And then Wall Immortal Call. I think it has an Immortal Call too, so let's... Take less physical and elemental damage for a short time, consumes up to 5 energy charges to lengthen the buff and further lessen physical damage taken. There's a cooldown with other guard skills. Base duration is a second. Increased skill effect duration from quality, which is good. Increased buff duration per entering charge removed. So you can, with quality and remove, like using 5 entering charges, that makes it like 2.2 seconds before any other, increase. This skill's cooldown does not recover during its effect. Yep. 34% less, which is most likely going to be 35 at 2120. Or like at 21 level. So it's going to be like 35 plus 35. And then 15% less physical damage taken, better range and removed. Oh god, is this now the time where like... Yo, guys. What if? Yo, guys. Am I gonna get healed by it? Oh my god, if I put this on, am I gonna be 110%? No, it's a multiplier on its other multipliers, so it's gonna be how you actually calculate it is what are the values? 35. So you have that multiplied by, was it 75 or whatever? Yeah, right. Either way, it won't make you immune because they are two different multipliers. It's not additive with its other like that. What is the... Cast damage taken, Immortal Call is still a thing, by the way, I think. Because it's not it doesn't have a certain amount of damage it can absorb. So I think it's still gonna be a thing. Just because of that. Also, it's less elemental damage taken. You're just gonna level your gasman damage taken instead. Like a level 20 gasman damage taken is like level 20 gasman damage taken is like 2 point something thousand or something. I don't fucking remember. Oh, 3.3k. So with that, you can also do other things that people really didn't do, and that's putting a golem in a gasman damage taken. If you somehow, for some whatever fucking reason, want to use a golem. So you would actually have a leveled golem in there, and that you don't need to have to cast yourself manually, and it would just like automatically stay up. So that's something to consider. But I think people will still use Immortal Call. You could also put like some other skill that actually could potentially do extra damage. I don't know. Using my golem on purpose? Shh. Nice. Support melee attack strike AoE. Supports melee strike skills, causing their melee strike to deal blast damage around each target hit. Supported skills have 10% increase AoE. Supported skill deal blast damage around target. Supported skills deal 41% less damage to surrounding target. Supported skills have 57 more plus AoE. This change makes me worried because it says strike skills. And there has been 0 mentions about SRS. Because SRS doesn't have like a swing animation either. Oh, did we have a confirmation it will work? That would be fucking great. Source PM from OpenARL. Will melee minions, SRS class zombies, get the strikes, melee attack, and work with new melee splash? As far as I know, only the player characters are using new melee system at the moment. I mean, nobody wanted to play with SRS anyways, right? So basically, if you want to play SRS, you have to get the amulet that makes them like degens their HP, and then you just make them boom booms. That's the way you play SRS now, I guess. Or you make SRS into pure single target, and then you have something else for AoE. But this literally killed SRS for clearing, for the time being at least. And it also allows you to shotgun now. Well, shotgun, AoE overlap. Because if you have a swing that hits multiple, enemies, it can blast on all of them, and if the AoE is big enough, then all of them will blast. Stormbrand AoE overlap died for melee splashes overlap. That's what happened. Speaking of that, by the way, so it activates, like the previous activation was 0.5 and now it's 0.6. So that's a pretty big damage nerf, or like that sense. It does more damage to a branded enemy now, and they increased the raw flat damage it has a bit, but it no longer overlaps. So killing bluebacks is actually harder now, because you don't just get all, like, what do you do, right? You get all the things, you get all the brands, you run into a pack, you do your thing called brand recall, yes, all of the things come, and then they just fucking overlap. That's now gone. And the thing is, they gave it more single target damage, but it has pretty poor single target damage. And you just used other skills anyways. And you know what's interesting? This is actually a nerf to those few Herald of Agony builds that use this to poison, because the activation is slower now. Does Pride buff Impale twice? It shouldn't. I don't think it does, because it's reflected damage. What's up? I need to go away. The two mentions I've had in game is about my MTX. Okay, let's just tell about this. Okay, Lacerate. Yo, Lacerate is Bok. I think it gave AoE. How much AoE? I remember reading them patch notes. Yeah, okay. It's a really slow, but yeah. I assume that the 60% base is for both of the hits to, you know, finish, and not for each. Slashes twice, releasing waves. I mean, of course, it would take way too long otherwise. Slashes twice, releasing waves of force. The damage enemies that hit enemies in the middle of the slashes can be hit by both. The slashes will have a chance to inflict bleeding in bloodstands or have wider angle in sandstand. I'm not gonna... Fuck you guys. Fucking Shider, dude. So yeah. 120... Wait, 120, where are you? Ah, where are you? There. 122.8 base damage. Adds a fuck ton of flat physical. 25% chance to cause bleeding while in bloodstands. 88% more damage with bleeding. With bleeding. Maybe next patch, boys. 50% increased angle while in sandstand. I remember they... Didn't the patch note mention width for it and not angle? Lacerate should apply to impales. I'm pretty sure it does if you hit with the both of them, because they are their own hits. When they say angle, because right now you get like, you know, get like this, and it overlaps. Is the angle like this, so it makes it bigger, like, you know, that, like this, or is it like this? Because in the patch notes it said width, which should be this case. But how they are mentioning it in here sounds like it's this one. Dude, I was like looking at the chat like, why are you guys typing arts there? But it's because of that. So that's the question, which it actually is, because it says angle. And in the description it says, or have a wider angle. Because based on how it was written in patch notes, it sounded like it's just gonna make the individual slashes, you know, more thick on the sides. There's a video of it. Oh, there's a video where they switch between the stances and we can see it on the both. Yo, I wanna, can like somebody go fetch that? We can check it from there. Oh, wait, I'm not seeing this. I don't think. Here it says wider slashes. Giving it both wider area and a larger area where it slashes overlap. Okay, okay, good. This itself doesn't really show it, but based on the wording, based on this wording here, like they say, a wider area of damage and a larger area where the slashes overlap, so it has to just make them bigger, like wider. That's what this here confirms. That was a great video. You have the Perforate link? Yo, yeah, we can look at that. Let's take a look at that. Just one frame. Yeah, it was. They showed a video of the skill action in consoles. This doesn't help at all, by the way. Perforate is a new low-level skill. In blood stance, you strike the ground to create multiple blood spikes that burst out of the ground, overlapping to deal many hits. I mean, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5. But yeah, that doesn't really say. But then again, here it's 6. It goes 6 different directions, so I would assume this is also 6. Based on this, I'm assuming it's 6. If it's 6, then you have oh wait, what is here? Yeah. Assuming all of them hit. I mean, that's a decent amount of damage. That's a lot of damage. If it's 6 and all of them hit, that's a lot of damage. Let's just double check the math. Okay, that's one. It's actually gonna be like I'm assuming it's gonna be 200% at level 21. So let's go with that. We multiply by 6 because all of them hit, and then we multiply by 0.35 because 1 minus 65 is this. Yo, yeah, okay, boys, that's it. I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, we know the attack speed, but we're looking at the. Yo, I wonder how the animations are gonna work this bit, because you hit the ground, okay? You hit the ground, right? And does it happen immediately, or is there like a slight delay? Because you probably won't have to wait for all of them. It's really, we need to see it. We just need to see it, but it's just in sequence, so it happens very like fast. But that to me sounds like you hit the ground, and the moment that you've hit it, you can already move, and then they're still gonna come up. But that definitely sounds like it could be crazy, even with the attack speed of 0.8. Okay. Next one, Molten Strike. Basically, they made the balls do less damage, and they killed Ancestral Call interaction for bossing. But they did give it flat fire damage. They stated that the ancestral model is not dead. It is dead for bossing. It's not dead for clearing, but it's dead for bossing, because the balls don't. If you only have one target, if you hit a target, then the ancestral call won't hit a target, so you can't get 2 times the balls on a single target. So, for the purpose of getting the extra tiny bit of boss damage, when you target the ground next to the boss instead of the boss, that's dead. I think it's still gonna be fine. Molten Shell. Actually, let's read the Molten Shell from here. Applies a buff that adds to your armor and can take some of the damage from hits for you before being depleted. When the buff expires or is depleted, the skill deals reflected damage to enemies around you based on the total damage that was taken from the buff. Shares a cooldown with other guard skills. 3-second duration with some bonus duration from quality. 858 armor. Does not recover during its effect. No better than Molten Shell for you guys. 75% of damage from hits is taken from the buff before your life or energy shield. Buff can take damage equal to 20% of your armor up to a maximum of 10,000. No, they added a cap to it. I mean, it would have been fucking broken. That's a lot, though. That's a lot. Like that's 50k armor. Not many builds get 50k armor, but there are builds that would get like over 100,000 armor and shit like that in Mana Guardians. Oh god. Imagine being a 30k ES Guardian, 50k armor, Memory Vault, Herald of Aquarian about to get hit by Illusion. Would you cast this? I mean, you don't need to because you wouldn't die to it anyways. But, yeah. Reflects 3,000 of damage, 3,000 percentage of damage taken from buff as fire damage when buff expires or depleted. That's because scaling that is practically impossible. That's why it's such a high number. It only blocks 75%. That's 10k removed from turning damage. It's a really fucking strong for Jock, Lux Jock or anything like that has a lot of damage. Yeah, it's a 300k damage if you can absorb all of it. And you have 50k armor, yeah. Thing is, 300k is nothing in POE anymore. I mean, okay, I guess for a build that is literally not doing anything else but getting, you know, armor, I guess for those that's okay damage, but getting 300k damage is pretty kinda, you know. But you use it for the fucking damage mitigation, not the damage. So yeah. Obviously it also has like a cooldown as well. 4-second cooldown. Which you can lower a bit, but yeah. And the cooldown doesn't go, like the cooldown only like depletes when it's not used, yeah. We already checked the Immortal Call. Oh yeah, Molten Shell. Can I like... Seriously? Okay. Applies a buff that adds to your armor and can take some of the damage from hits for you before being depleted. Each second the skill deals reflected damage. You know what? I'm just gonna move my cam here. Also, I need to change this. Getting slow. I need to break that off. Also, that's better. I like the sounds my chair makes. The chair is falling apart. What is dead may never die. It died years ago. The skill deals reflected damage to surrounding enemies based on the damage taken from the buff in that second. When the buff expires or is depleted, the skill deals reflected damage to enemies around you based on the total damage that was taken from the buff. Shares a cooldown with other card skills. Gives you a bit more armor, has a way higher duration. Modifiers to skill effect duration also apply to... Yeah, the skill game prevention. Ignite chance. 80% damage taken. Up to 30k. And it's equal to 60% of your armor. You need a lot less to hit that. Well, not the same. But like, you know. Getting good damage out of it takes less armor is what I was trying to say. And reflect the amount of them. Yeah. Yep. That's a lot of damage mitigation for the duration. So that's a lot of damage mitigation for 9 seconds, assuming you don't like spend all of the 30k. What's the go to cast damage taken for 3.7? If you have a lot of armor, Molten Shell. If you don't, Immortal Call. You just level it to 20. It's like 3.2k. Well, not necessarily even 20, but like, some decent level. Cyclone. I kind of want to read like Cyclone individually from here first, but go here. Wall attack. I mean, that's what the skill time. Yeah, so we have. Actually, we need to. Yeah. So, attack, AoE, movement, channeling, physical, melee. Attack speed 300% of the base with 54% base damage. Goes up a bit at. Channel this skill to move towards the targeted location while spinning, building up to stages while constantly attacking enemies in an area around you. Now, what changed? Looks like that it doesn't hit twice per spin anymore, and instead it just hits once. That also makes sense why they would increase the attack speed to 300%. I think it was 50% before. Yeah, okay. Instead it hit twice. It's like the same attacks per second. And it has a lot of flat physical damage. A lot of flat physical damage. Yeah, it's easier to calculate like this. That is a lot of flat physical damage. Increased AoE, less movement speed. First hit deals 50% less damage. Maximum of 6 stages. Plus 1 melee range per stage. Lose 1 stage every 0.2 seconds while not channeling. Modifiers to melee attack range also apply to this skill's AoE. There is no mention of what Jonathan showcased in Bay class, and that was if you have the cursor further away from your, like if you have the cursor right next to your character, it goes slower, versus if it's further away, it's like, you know, then it's because it's not mentioned anywhere here. Man, I actually don't know if if it works like that. I was hyped about it at first, but the more I think about it, the more I feel like people are gonna get annoyed to not be able to have their cursor next to your character for easier like, you know, dodging. Because if you have the cursor, if you have to have the cursor like somewhere here to be able to get the max speed, which is like 30% less, you have to go like so far and all that. And what happens when you like do this? Like if you go from here to here, does it slow in the middle of it? It sounds like it's gonna be extremely annoying if that's the case. But the skill gem doesn't say anything about it, so I'm not sure if they removed it. You're good, you won't do long cyclones anyway. Yeah, but still, if you have the cyclone next to your character, it's like if you have the cursor next to your character, it's gonna be so shit, like so slow. And previously, you kind of needed to do small cyclone, like you had to do cyclones next to your character because of mobility issues. And the AoE was so hard to scale, so it was so small, so you had to do small. But if the AoE is gonna be fine now, I don't think the issue is gonna be like that anymore. I agree with you, but we also have instant dodging skills now. Yeah, we do. I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. Melee blast doesn't work with Cyclone. Cyclone and Facebreaker sounds good, yeah. Yeah. Lesson Stone Aura is a fucking meme. Where is it again? It's also for a, I think it was 29% reservation to have basically 31% increased physical damage taken on enemies. Also, the thing is, the less damage taken is from the enemies that are not near you. So I think if you want to use Flesh and Stone for defenses, I would use it in a bow build. Personally. A bow build that doesn't use... yeah. I mean, blind is OP, but the thing, look, you take... Nearby enemies are blinded when in Sandstand, yeah? Then you say you take 11% less damage taken from enemies that aren't nearby. I mean, you can use it on anything, that's true, though. The blind alone is OP. But the thing is, you can blind enemies with a bow build, and you benefit from the 11% less damage taken. So I think this is objectively better for some builds that don't have to be nearby the monsters they kill. It's also good for casters, I think. Hit enemies nearby if they're dead. Forehead. I'm gonna back and ask that to you, Shadow, when I see you die in the league. Are you near to them that you're dead now? But yeah, it's good on everything. It's good on everything. Wait, where were we? Oh, we checked the wild. Oh yeah, I didn't actually look at Wild Cyclone yet. Come on, GGG, can you like not make it? Can you make it so that you actually see what the thing is? Would be really fucking nice. Ah. Spin and attack in place, damaging nearby enemies and pulling others towards you. Cannot be supported by Ruthless. Deals some base damage, 5-second base duration, gets the same attack like flat damage. If, yeah, duration scales the prevention as well. It's also a bit faster, it's 400% base. 60% AoE, can't be evaded, plus 2 melee range. Yeah. I wanna see while Cyclone supports having like 3 screens wide while Cyclone she just like suck everything in there. I'm playing basically pure Fizz Cyclone, I'm not using melee Fizz or Brutality on a 6-link. Thoughts? Sounds like Impale built to me. But you're gonna be playing something Clad because boom booms. That is so fucking good now. Okay, multi-strike. Supports melee attack skills, making them repeat twice when used. Targeting a random area, yeah. So basically, you do more damage, but you hit slower. I don't. Somebody linked it at some point in Reddit. They like had the calcs for like for this, but basically you do more damage. Like they buffed the damage, the DPS output this gets, but it's gonna feel so shit if you can't finish all the attacks. Oh, yo, yeah. What are the freaking watcher size mods gonna be on something like? Yo, imagine precision getting like blind on hit or crit multi or something like that. Oh my god. Ooh, watcher size mods could be interesting if they're adding them now already immediately. Ruthless does a bit more damage than before. That's about it. Poison, they made poison to give you more poison damage with poison, but people don't really play poison, so yeah. This actually has a lot of added chaos damage now. They did for Zealotry and Malevolence. They did. They did. I feel like these are buffed now already. So when they're buffing the poison and bleed stuff, then we just like completely forgot about these changes. Bane. They reduced, I don't remember exactly, it was like 10% or something like that. 11, somewhere between 10 to 15% reduced damage. It's gonna be fine. I don't think it needed to be nerfed though. But it's fine. Soul Rend. Why would you use Soul Rend now? They lowered the radius for it, and ED Contagion didn't get touched at all. Why would you use Soul Rend now? I don't get it. ED Contagion was already better, and then they nerfed Soul Rend. I mean, it's playable, but I don't really see a reason to play it. Herald of Agony. Was it like 40% or something nerf, if I remember correct? So basically, instead of being absolutely fucking broken, it's just great. So this is still gonna be a great bossing. Infinity points, yeah, multiplied by 0.6 is 0.6 infinity. Yeah, about that. Yeah, Soul Rend does so much AoE. War Banner. They reduced the accuracy, I believe, and that was pretty much it, right? Shattering Steel. They added a fuck ton of flat physical to it. Like yeah, flat physical. But Didn't they do something about... They did some change to Shattering Steel that basically nerfed it, but it wasn't Dispatch, right? It should, or was it Lancing Steel? I don't even remember. Was it Lancing Steel for this? No, wait, this was fixed. This was fixed previously, unrelated to Dispatch, where the fork shit doesn't work anymore, and Lancing Steel no longer. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, but they added a fuck ton of damage to it. They removed fork. They didn't remove fork. They removed the forking interaction where you could like shotgun a fuck ton of damage on it. No, you can't do the shotgunning effect anymore with Shattering. Haven't been able to do it for a while now. It was actually like insane how good it was. It you know, it's to know. Winder Orb. I'm just gonna say Herald of Ice. And move on. Reeve. I wanna play Reeve. So basically they just increased the base damage and made it so that the stacks stages, instead of just instead of going away like that, they go down pretty quickly. I would really like to know how fast they go down though. Reeve didn't get flat foost damage added. Doesn't matter. It's still the Reeve is like still the Reeve is still most likely gonna be the biggest AoE clear still. I just wonder how it's gonna feel like with multi-strike now, because you kind of want to use multi-strike on it. And they lowered a lot of the attack speed it had. So remains to be seen how good it is. But you get a lot of extra AoE with Reeve with Polarize now. And you got some AoE in the skill tree too, which is nice. Cleave is probably bigger now because of overwhelming odds. It won't be. It also requires have a lot of targets nearby. Nearby, by the way. So imagine you see the pack of mobs. You're assuming you have a crazy AoE, but because they are not near enough to you, you don't actually hit them. And then you take one step forward. Now they are in the range, and now you hit behind them like half a screen. I hope it's not gonna feel too wonky because of that. But yeah, Reeve is gonna have an insane AoE. Yeah, Earthquake is gonna have a really good AoE as well. And Ice Crash, I think. All Reeve, you know, it's got the same shit. Spectral Shield Throw. I have no idea is that actually any good. Personally, I've never really put any. I never was interested in this shit at all. Personally, you have to go ask Octavian what he thinks about this. My guess is not gonna be played much. That's my guess. Like, you can probably do shit with it, but I don't think it might probably not compare to anything else. It got a lot of extra projectiles though. Like, it's like 13. It was like 8 or something before. But I remember Octavian saying that like long time ago that and Matthew when he played it, that the targeting of it is really annoying. You tried it on build yet? Nope. Okay, something's fucked up with this. This is not what it was supposed. This is not what it's supposed to be. It's just a, you know. Wait, is it actually just this? Like, it's like, you know, there's no... The attack multiplier is basically 1, so you don't show it. Is the damage effectiveness 1, like 100%, so they don't need to show it to either at level 20. And then you just gotta add some attack speed. I guess it's just 100%... Dude, they should have showed us 2120, then we would actually see the damage effectiveness. That's such an interesting oh god. Yeah, you're talking about melee splash, yeah, I'm aware. We look at Cyclone yet already. Riposte! Yeah, it doesn't show because it's 1, like the speed and all that one. I guess they do some damage. Sure. Static strike. Now becomes the important question. I actually haven't played Static Strike. Fuck. Does the beams of Static Strike, like, are they considered attacks for the case of getting rage stacks? Because it's a melee hit. I think it procs Fortify, and Fortify regards a melee hit. Yeah, so it should work. Okay, that's good. Sounds like a decent, sorry, at least a decent regenerator. Vengeance, yeah. Nobody really does anything with this. Ice Grass, got AoE, and some added cold damage. I really wish they would just make this all physical because it's already conversion. Anyways. Vigilant Strike. You hit further away, but it takes you potentially longer to finish the hit. Maybe that one Scion character I died to Uber Elder to when I missed my Vigilant Strike. Maybe would have survived with this buff to melee range. And yeah, I mean, assuming the animation cancel it properly, it's probably gonna be the same. If not slightly faster. Actually, it should be faster because they are making like weapons like 100 faster, right? And then the Fortify. Supported skills deal 34% more melee damage. Can I take the Is this all me? I tweeted at GGG about this. Okay, this is all me, right? I'm so glad they did this. No, me. Huh? Look at this. Look at this. Is it a coincidence? I made a Twitter post. Well, tweet. And I tagged POE. Playing these sounds. See, multi-strike is more damage. Not physical damage, but then fucking Fortify doesn't get it. I don't know, fuck. It's all me, guys. Bex was like, oh my god, we broke him. We broke him. Just fix it. Change it. Change it. And they did. Nice. You have to play an elemental attack build now. I'll do it, dude. I'll do it. It's probably not gonna be my starter build, but I'll fucking do it, dude. And then I'm not ever using Fortify on the main links because I can just Vigilant Strike with the jewel and get like 30-second thing. That's my clip. That's your clip. Yep. I mean, it's my content, obviously. This is more from my channel. No royalties for you, dude. Wild Strike. They increases the added effectiveness, I think, and then was that about it? I don't even remember. Is it usable? I think it's usable, yeah. We do so much damage. I think it's usable on your AoE skill to make sure that you have it up all the time. Scared champion. Oh, using the claws? I don't know about that, dude. Just use Bloodseeker instead. I don't know. Frostblades. I don't even remember what it gained. Oh yeah, sorry, the flat cold damage, pretty much. I don't know if it was something else, but that was, yeah. ED Contagion as a start. It's definitely a good starter for you, sure. Earthquake. Got AoE. And a fuck ton of physical damage. Earthquake has trampled the earth and come back to the world of the living. And the best thing about this is we're gonna see people play Marohi again. I actually love it. I actually love that we're gonna see people use Marohi again. Gonna make us some builds. Maybe, potentially, soon-ish TM when we're done with this. Ancestral Protector. I don't even remember what they changed on this. Do you guys even remember what the change was? Was it just the effectiveness of the added damage that was changed? Either way, nobody uses it for anything else but the more attack speed. Anyway, so it's whatever. Ancestral Waji, I believe, was also... It's also a bit... I mean, well, I don't think they slowed it. No, it just shows the attack speed multiplier there up there. I think the effectiveness went up a bit, I believe. And that's about it. Thunder. Well, they increased the length of the thunder and they gave it some base damage. But they were too afraid to actually buff it because they don't want people to just play another... They didn't want this to become another Thunder era, you know? So that's why they didn't actually buff it properly. I think that's the reason why I didn't get... didn't get stuff. And the fact that it has such a low attack speed and multi-strike is slower now, it might actually feel complete dogshit to play. Yeah. Tectonic Slam is fine. They just gave it a bit damage, and I think they increased the length of the main wave and then shortened the other ones or something like that. I don't remember exactly all the changes, but they basically just gave it a bit more damage and a tiny bit of AoE, like forward. Yeah, the fissures were nerfed a bit, but the main hit wasn't. Why people don't freak out about double rare effective HP pool? Breach, Delve, Essence, Beast, and some other monsters like Kitava, Herald, Souls, and Tom's Life. It's an old folk in the park even now until you finish your build, and dot builds have limited damage scaling, and lots of people will start with ED, which is dot skill. I don't understand. Have you heard of Blight? have you actually played ED? Like, is it gonna make or break it your build? Instead of killing the rare in a 0.3 seconds, it dies in like 0.6? I think it's gonna be fine. Wall Earthquake is gonna be a clear speed build, by the way. Wall Earthquake is absolutely gonna be like a meta clear speed build once people get their things down. Like, people are gonna do Headhunter, and they're gonna, they're gonna just chain Earthquake and get a Helm Enchant and just like run through shit with like 200 plus movement speed. I don't remember about what was the Wall Launcher Wall Chief thingy. I think they just increased the damage a bit and that's about it. Or maybe they increased the more damage while the totem is active buff. I don't remember. Either way, I don't think it was a big change anyways. Don't you have the Earthquake less duration? You temp chain yourself. Temp chains doesn't affect the soul gain prevention time, which is 12 seconds. The less duration that you use on it does affect it though. And you will have a 100% uptime with it. Especially with the Incursion Flask. Consecrated Path. Still great. People will probably also make clear speed builds with this, especially for shit like Toxic Sewers. It's gonna be fine. Smite. They gave it a bit radius, I believe. So it's easier to proc as a support. And then increase the base damage. So if you actually want to do something with Smite yourself, it got a better. But the fact that it has a lower attack time now might make it harder to, get going properly with, being a support. Probably not gonna be a big deal, but, Puncture does more damage. Remains to be seen if it's actually gonna be used. Wall Lightnings. They just buffed Lightning Strike, right? I don't even remember what the buff. Oh yeah, they just added flat lightning damage, I think. Didn't hear you talk about Reeve or Precision. Precision is amazing. I absolutely love Reeve and I'm gonna play Reeve myself at some point. I'm not sure when, but yeah. Domination Blow, they gave a bit more minion. I think it was, they gave another 10% minion damage with 20 quality and they made the base damage bigger. And that's about it. Maybe they increased the melee range, I don't even remember. But yeah. I think it's basically quite more or less unchanged. Tiny increases, right? And a bit of extra base damage, so it's easier to kill something with it yourself. Heavy Strike deals a lot more damage. The Saturn Steel Fork shit doesn't really work. The shotgunning effect doesn't work anymore. Hasn't worked this whole league, actually. Heavy Strike does damage. That's about it. It does damage. Warlord's Mark. I wanna actually just like break this. That's how I feel about the Warlord's Mark change. So basically, only the leech only works for attacks. Viper Strike. Cries in Tarki wanting to play a Claw Viper Strike build from the start and not feeling bad about it. Maybe when poison becomes a thing. It has a lot of added chaos though, so that's definitely something. It's a lot of damage. I don't know, maybe we see some nice assassin meme where you have the threshold tool and then you use some minions to do some insane poisoning and then you just tap them once. Oh yeah, they made the duration last longer too, right? So you can have even longer poisons now. Gonna fuck Brutus up with Viper Strike. That's... Yo, Hillock is gonna die so much faster now with Viper Strike. Glacial Hammer deals more damage, gets flat damage, and it's easier to chill shit. Sorry, free shit. It's a bit more than a 6% buff. Infernal Blow sounds pretty good because you don't need melee splash to it anymore. Infernal Blow basically got a support. And they added some attack fire damage to it. $390% more damage on the third attack. No, PDA, no. Not sure if you're memeing or what, but that 390% more damage is only applied to freeze calculation and nothing else. It actually doesn't do more damage. It just increases the chance. It just makes it easier to freeze. Basically, this line, every third successive strike freeze enemies has thought dealing 390% more damage, is literally just a bait. Like, it's literally a G bait to new players. They're like, oh my god, holy fuck, that's a lot of damage. And then they start using. That's how they're gonna make the POE Ninja numbers skyrocket for Glacial Hammer. There's people looking at like, ooh, oh my god. That's a lot of damage. And then they just like, is that actually that much damage? Yeah. What's the best way, in your opinion, for get a headhunter? Farm currency and buy it. Wait, what was that? Flicker Strike has a chance to get Frenzy Charge on hit now. And then they gave it a nice 3-second buff for 20 movement speed. You can actually use Flicker Strike with increased duration to just proc for duration. Like, duration, the movement speed. Like this 2-link, Flicker Strike increased duration, is like almost a 6-second 20% movement speed buff. Which is kind of cool. Like, I actually think this will be used in speed leveling with melee. Because you flick, it's basically like a mobility skill and it gives you a movement speed buff for a while. Unless it's gonna be fast enough to just leap. Either way, that's I kind of like. You can like literally just for the buff. And I think they also increase the base damage a bit. That's about it. How is Pure Fizz Impale Barret Slayer with Lionel's Glare not gonna be the most insane build ever? Because Scourge Arrow is gonna be better. That's why.
Fresh meat.
Oh, hey Gritos, thanks for the Brimeroni. Toxic Rain on ED, Contagion, Deadeye. Toxic Rain. Frenzy actually deals damage now. With 10 Frenzy Jadis, that's 50% more attack damage and 50% more attack speed. I wanna see people actually use Frenzy as a single target skill. No joke, I wanna see that happen. Then again, it didn't get flat. But that's a lot of damage that it has now. Mana cost. Yeah, the mana cost is absurd. Yeah, the mana cost is really... Ugh. 10 base. 10 base mana cost. Ugh. Imagine getting more attack speed and just not sustaining the mana cost at all. Then compare it to something like Cyclone 2. Dual Strike does absolutely retarded damage if a target has full life. And then some extra damage. I mean, you know, it's good anyways. Has a lot of base damage now and then, and a lot of crit chance to it. The issue with Dual Strike is that if you really wanna try like min-max the usage of this, you have to play a running build. Because you don't want to use a mobility skill to deal damage to the targets, though they're probably gonna get one tap anyways, but still. Cyclone's channeling though. I mean okay, we can look at another skill. Reeve, 6. Land, okay, Land still has a 10. But it hits a lot slower than Frenzy hits. The thing is, Frenzy gives you so much speed. So it's different. Like, it just hits so freaking fast. So the mana cost being what it is makes it really awkward. Because you just run out of mana immediately. Sweep gets a lot of physical damage. Always knocks back enemies on hit. Which is gonna be annoying as fuck if you don't one-shot everything. Or the AoE has to be big enough so that when you knock back everything out, like, you know, back, that it doesn't get out of the AoE of your sweep. I remember playing Sweep back in the day and it was really fucking annoying. Because you just knock back everything out of the range, and then they came back to the range, you knock back it out of the range again. It's just like... Like, I think this would actually be better if they just removed the knockback. Unless they at some point change it so that it won't be able to knock them back out of its own like AoE anymore. But I don't think that's the case. And again, I haven't played Sweep. Like, nobody has really played Sweep, so. Could you share your Atlas start next week? I don't really have the strat up down yet. Double Strike. I don't even remember what was there. Did they just increase the amount of physical damage it gets? I don't remember the old values. And they added the chance to bleed, right? Was the only thing that they added the chance to bleed? Was that it? Yeah, the extra chance to bleed is nice for Double Strike for builds that don't have a bleed chance. That's really nice. Double Strike is still amazing. And while Double Strike especially is still amazing. Shield charge, you can use it with once. Also, I was supposed to check. Okay, so charge at the target location or enemy, pushing away enemies in your path and repeatedly dealing damage in a small area in front of you. Deal damage in a larger area when you reach the target. The further you travel, the more damage you deal, and the greater your chance of stunning enemies. Cannot be supported by multi-strike. Base of hand crit chance is 5.1%. Base crit per 10 max ES. So my base based on base physical damage, then you get some added per 15 armor. Base offhand attack time is 0.48 seconds. Stun threshold reduction on enemies at maximum charge distance. Also, I should probably go back to this. 150% more damage with hits at maximum charge. 120 in 9% move. This doesn't tell me if getting attack speed is gonna make it faster from point A to B. I'm totally assuming it does. like global attack speed, but and I hope that's the case. That's what they changed it to be. They changed it so that your weapon speed matters for the animations, and then movement speed plus global attack speed matters for the mobility part. I hope that's still the case. I think some of the melee skills Ice Crash got flat cold because you can use phrase breakers. Honestly, I would rather just nerf face breakers than need to build a gem rework / buff around that one specific item. I don't think that's the case. Or if it is, I think that's pretty dumb to do it that way. Cleave now has a pretty decent AoE, especially with the threshold jewel. I think it was 1 radius per enemy nearby up to 10%, which is a lot. Like, sorry, not percent, but up to 10 radius, which is nice. Has a decent damage effectiveness, and then they gave it a bunch of physical damage. Yeah, and Cyclone got flat for face breakers too. And you can't shield charge, like shield charge with face breakers doesn't do shit because it does damage based on offhand, and face breakers doesn't increase offhand damage. Crowd slam got a fuck ton of extra damage, and I believe they did something to the AoE as well. If I'm not mistaken, basically. Hopefully people... I wanna see Yoji come back with the mega super AoE ground slam build showcase that he had, where he had just like literally AoE, 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 AoE. Oh yeah, maybe the quality gave it like some AoE, yeah. Blade Flurry has a lot of flat damage. They lowered the base damage a bit. And then they made the AoE on it bigger. I actually kind of want to play Reeve, Blade Flurry, Champ in Impale. And then just scale a fuck ton of attack speed and go Bloodseeker. Charge Dash. I don't actually remember what the change were to this. They just made it do more damage, right? That's about it. I remember some people playing it saying that it feels a bit wonky to play as like an actual damage dealing skill. Yeah, we'll see. And then we have a Liberino Spammy. No, Slammy. Liberino Slammy. Always stun enemies that are full life. It's pretty freaking good defensive wise. Especially if you're trying to like just move fast. This plus Enduring Charge on the melee stun is pretty freaking good. Weren't they supposed to increase Blade for AoE? They did. They did increase it. I don't think it's just not mentioned on the gem, but they did increase it. Yeah, that was a fuck ton of gems. I think we spent like, oh my god, like over 2 hours looking at the gems, but I think we discussed every single skill gem as much as we could, pretty much. You know, at least the new ones and all that. Oof. That's the million on OP, yeah. That's some interesting stuff that you can do leave out now. Whirling Blades. Did we actually skip Whirling Blades? I mean, they made it do more damage. Right, that was it. Maim got the spotlight. Honestly, Bladestorm looks legit as fuck. For single target. And for leveling. Bladestorm is new, yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna play some melee builds, but I'm actually more excited about playing bow builds. Because a lot of the changes made bow builds really good as well. But yeah. I'm a bit disappointed with Steel Skin, honestly. I was expecting the buff, like the upshot, to be higher. Bladestorm looks lit. Berserker looks amazing. Perforate is some good bossing damage too, potentially. I really like Precision. I really like Pride. Pleasant Stone is fucking insane. Yeah. Impale support is absolutely disgusting. Polarize is fucking disgusting. Feels bad man for minions with melee splash chains. Lacerate looks good. Earthquake looks absolutely amazing. Thank god Fortify is actually more melee and not melee physical damage. Yeah.